What's up, everybody? It's Rell from Rell Fantasy Football Talk, and today I want to talk to you about best ball and draft strategies. First, I want to explain best ball to all my followers out there and all my potential followers out there. Best ball is a fantasy football game that's on DraftKings and the Underdog app. It's also on several other apps, but those are the two that I use. And so what happens is you pick a draft, and they range from $1 to $500, but I stay within $1 to $25. And so what happens is, and they range in different prizes and stuff. So what happens is you draft a team between versus 11 other people, and so with that team that you draft, there's no free agency, there's no trades. If somebody passes away on your roster, he's just on there collecting zeros. So that's how that goes. So weeks 1 through 14 are the regular season, and you have to finish at the end of week 14 in first or second to move on to the playoffs. And the playoffs are weeks 15, 16, and 17. Now, week 15, you have to finish in first or second to advance to week 16. Week 16, you have to finish in first to advance to the championship round, which is where the different prizes are laid out and breakdowns and all that. And so that's mostly what this channel is about, best ball. I talk a lot of best ball. I'm actually want to do a live draft tomorrow. I'm going to try to figure that out, how to get some of you guys in the live draft and on DraftKings tomorrow. And so what the main topic is, though, is the draft strategies. And there's several draft strategies, and there's some that I probably don't even know about. But the ones that I do know about, I'm going to explain today. All right, and the first one I want to talk about is Hero RB. And usually Hero RB is when you're going to grab a first, mostly first, but you could grab a second round running back and he could be a Hero RB. But you're not going to draft another running back until round 6 or 7. So within them, 6 rounds, you're drafting quarterback, receiver, tight end, and you're hoping that Hero RB does good enough to carry the other running backs that you may get. All right, and the second one I want to talk about is Fragile RB, and that's probably when you don't really got a lot of running backs. It's called Fragile/Hyper RB, and that's when you don't have a lot of running backs, but you have really good running backs. So you may take, Gibbs or Bijan in the first round, and maybe you grab Bucky or Achane in the second, and then maybe you even go third round and grab a back like Chase Brown, a lot in the third, and then you might skip running back for like another 6, 7 rounds. And then what you're hoping that those 3 that you drafted early can carry that position, to the championship week. And you obviously got to look out for bye weeks too, so they don't match up with the same bye week, and that could be a problem. The third strategy I want to talk about is Zero RB. Zero RB is no running back until the 6th round or later. And honestly, off the top, that's like Chuba or Tony Pollard, somebody like that. So you're really stacking up on quarterback, receiver, tight end, and you're hoping that Jalen Warren, bust out, have a good year, or maybe a rookie like Caleb Johnson or somebody like that. But you're not going running back early with the likes of the Gibbs and the Achanes and the Bijans and Buckies and JTs and Jacobs and Chase Browns and all of that. You're banking on a later round running back, and I don't really like that strategy, honestly, because when you get down there, you're getting down to like kind of bad teams that ain't gonna probably be scoring much. So I really don't exact that strategy out unless it's forced upon me. The fourth one I want to talk about is late QB, and that's no quarterback until round 9 or later. And there's still some values down there. I use that. I use this strategy, but lately I've been trying to do what the next one is, but I'll get on that later. But yeah, there's quarterbacks like Dak, I like down in like round 12, 13. I think Bo Nix goes around that area. Jordan Love. So there's some guys down there in the later rounds that you can grab and build some stacks with the receivers. Or just get the skill positions how you want them, and then grab your quarterback later. The next strategy is elite QB, and that's when you're grabbing the likes of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, JD5, Mahomes, even though some people are off Mahomes, but I'm not. I think he's going to have a great year this year. So you want to grab, usually when you say elite or bully QB, you want to grab at least two really good quarterbacks. So that way, what I do is when I grab those two quarterbacks, as long as the bye weeks don't match up, I'm only grabbing two. There's no need to grab a third guy if you got two elite ones already. Yeah, injuries happen and stuff, but who knows who's going to get hurt. So there's no reason to oversaturate your team with quarterbacks if you got Josh Allen and, Jalen Hurts, The next strategy is elite tight end. And I heard that this strategy is really useful because of the championship week. You want to have a good tight end week 17 because, it just boosts your odds of him getting a 20-point game versus trusting somebody like Brenton Strange off of Jacksonville or JT Sanders out of Carolina or somebody like that. You'd rather have, Laporta or Kittle, McBride, in their matchups to give you more security for points. But it's not something that I don't think you necessarily need to do it, but I think it's a good thing to do as well as elite QB. I think it's good to have elite QB and elite tight end for week 17. Now the next stack that I'm about to talk about is one that I made up just off of my time of watching football. I noticed that a lot of divisional games, they go up in points, like Lions, Packers, Bears, Packers, Cardinals, 49ers, divisional teams that's in the same division. Those games tend to go up sometimes. So sometimes I make a team where I say I pick Amon-Ra round one. I'm looking to definitely grab Minnesota players because they play each other week 17. I got the week 17 schedule like tattooed in my brain right now. So, or the Buccaneers with the Saints, or the whole division. I'm trying to stack up division, but I'm not reaching for players. That's one thing I want to do. If I have to reach, I'm not going to pick it. I'll start a new stack. But if I can get my players that I want at good ADP values and they fit the divisional stack, I'm going to do it. I've done it with I don't know how many teams this year already, and we're going to see what it do this year. We're going to go up in best ball, man, this year, man. It's our year. And the last stack is the secret stack that I'm going to reveal when I get my 50 subscribers and we can go live, and I'll reveal the secret stack that's not so secret at all. But when you hear it, we're going to be drafting like that all the way up until we can't. I'm doing it. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Like I said, all the way until September, until I can't do it no more. So that's going to conclude the video. We talked about best ball. I explained best ball to those who are going to watch this video. I explained 10 stacks that are 10 draft strategies. 10 draft strategies that I put out there when I draft, and that you maybe should too, or you can try it out for yourself when you get a chance. All right, this is Rell from Rell Fantasy Football Talk. Remember, success is inevitable. Believe in yourself. Have a good rest of your day.